Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Wyggzz here today, bringing you rounds 5 through 8 here from our second mock draft. We hope you guys enjoyed the first 4 rounds there and our thoughts on some of those players, and hopefully that continues here within this next wave here of picks. As always, guys, if you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe, leave a like if you like it, comment if you want to see certain videos, because we are trying to change things up all the time here for you guys. Once the season rolls around, we're kind of going to get into a schedule of doing certain things. So if you want to see any sort of video out there, just let us know and we'll make it happen. But for now, I'll let the video talk for itself. Rounds 5 through 8. Here with my pick. Gonna hold on to a tight end until a later round. I know you might not be sold on him, but I personally think he's gonna be great with Wilson. That's just me, but now,
That's a discussion for another day.
I mean, yeah, definitely. But I think locking him down as my flex receiver is pretty good. And even just filling in those 1 and 2 spots when Evans and Hill would be on a bye week is also really nice. Now, this is where it's going to be a little bit harder for me because I have I think quite a few options here on the board. I could go with another receiver here in T. Higgins or even Keenan Allen. Amari Cooper still on the board. You do have Christian Kirk if you want to go down that far. I don't know if I'd go that far. But then I do have someone like Alvin Kamara who does receive the ball quite a bit as a running back. And they don't have their second receiver, Michael Thomas, I believe, anymore on the Saints. So for me, I think I'm just going to lock down my second running back in Alvin Kamara. I think that's pretty safe, especially with how everything's looking right now, because there's still a lot of receivers on the board here. So that might be not bad. I could have gone Kyle Pitts. I could have won McBride. I've passed up on 2 really good tight ends, so. Got the full-on forehead cam in, guys. He's focusing up.
Sorry about that, guys. Um, you know what? I'm gonna go with a little surprise pick here. Uh, and I'm gonna take Bowers from the Raiders. Um, you know what? From a rookie perspective, I've just got a gut feeling about him this year. And I'm also gonna go with my guy,
Samir
Zamir
White.
White. So usually I try to stay away from picking guys that are on the same team, but I always consider tight end as kind of a bonus depending on where you get them. So I don't feel having the tight end on the same team as a running back or receiver or even quarterback is a bad thing. So I don't have a problem with that, and I think Zamir White is he's gonna have a great year. That's just my opinion. I spoke about him before, and so I'm high on him. So
Do you think you maybe could have got away with Bowers like in that 7th round at all?
well, I could have maybe reached for him in the hope that he was there in the 7th round. But when my strategy when I'm picking at the 12th position is you got to be careful. You got to realize that even though you're drafting 2 guys in a row in a snake draft, that you got to wait a while. So sometimes you got to look at maybe someone that you're high on a little bit earlier than you might want to, because there's a more likely chance that guy's going to be gone if you wait.
That's fair. I was thinking maybe you could wait till the next one, even if you didn't get Bowers, maybe getting something like Engram or even like Goddard. Like if you didn't go a tight end route there, who would you have picked? I'm assuming a receiver, right? Like Terry McLaurin or
Well, let me tell you after you're done making your picks.
okay, okay, fair enough, fair enough. Well, right now, with me not having a tight end at the moment, I think that's going to be the route here. And looking at the receivers, up on the board. It's not anyone I'm like 100% like absolutely wanting to get at the moment. So I think I'm gonna take George Kittle. To me, he's still a top five tight end in the league, and he's surrounded by a lot of weapons. And like you said, as a tight end, he's kind of just a bonus player, and Kittle's always been like consistently like top five there as a tight end. So I think I'll lock him down there. And only one receiver came off the board, so I think overall that's pretty good there for me. But I don't know if I'm still sold on it. I'm gonna stick with what I did in the last draft here, okay? Calvin Ridley. I will stick with the man. I think he's going to be the best receiver on that team. I don't think it'll be by a lot. I think D Hop will still be good, but I kind of like that pick, and it kind of goes nice with the receivers I already have.
Yeah, not a bad pick. Not a bad pick, and I don't disagree with that. So right here again, I like to have options open at receiver, and uh, I'm gonna go with my guy Deontay. I like Deontay's situation this year in Carolina. I think that like I've mentioned in previous videos, I think that he's going to be a really good addition to Bryce Young. I also feel like it's never a bad thing to have a couple extra receivers on your bench just in case some of your other guys maybe aren't producing. I'm not saying that Garrett or Puka or DK won't produce. I'm just saying that it's always nice just in case you might not like a matchup at a flex or something. Or Deontay could be the Puka this year, or the Cooper Cup of a couple years ago, where he starts going off. So I'm comfortable with taking Deontay here. Uh, Again, that's just my opinion. So and then I know this might surprise some people out there, but I'm going to go with Jalen Warren here as running back. The reason I picked Warren is because I really do think, yes, he's going to split with Najee, but I think Warren is gonna have a better year than Najee. That's just my opinion, and I think he would be a good running back to fill in. Um, for Zamir and Isaiah, uh, when they're on bye. So I definitely feel good about that pick as well.
Did you consider Nick Chubb in this spot?
Um, you know, I've been thinking about Chubb, and I'm just, and my opinion can change once we start seeing what's going on in training camp. Personally, I don't think Chubb is going to be out there right away. I could be wrong, but I think he could end up, starting on the pub list uh, at the beginning of the season, just for the fact that he's had issues with his ACL before, and now he's blowing out both of them. So I, I just um, I just don't feel like drafting him this high up for me is comfortable. Yeah, I could take a chance on him, but I really don't think that he's going to be um, ready to go at the beginning of the year. He could surprise me, and he could be, but I think he might not be activated until at least the fifth game of the year. So
That's
uh,
fair. I only asked because I saw that like he's been looking good in his training recently. I mean, he was squatting 550 today, so I thought maybe that'd be like a good look maybe in his direction, but yeah, that's like if he would have fell to me in this round, I would have taken him. Like that would have been like the guy I'd be like, "Oh, no one's gonna have a bye week there in the first 4 weeks. I could get away with taking him in this round." Um,
yeah, and had I had more running backs, if I didn't only just have two, I would have considered it.
Yeah.
You
And I
know,
think I think your Warren pick's pretty good as well. So, all right. So now that we're sitting here in the eighth round, me personally, I don't like taking rookies early. Now, that's dependent on what we're doing. Like, with our keeper league right now, with the PPR, like that might be different with certain people, but I'm kind of sitting here looking at the board and I'm like, there's not like a whole lot that I personally like from a receiver because you got like Brian Thomas, which no offense to Jacksonville, I just don't think a rookie on Jacksonville is going to do anything this year. I got a few running backs and Zach Moss and Eckler I could pick from. I got JSN I can pick, which might be a little bit of a sleeper pick this year because I think he'll actually really have a good year, but it's going to be like that second man behind DK kind of thing. So it's not going to be anything crazy. Who I'm looking at right now is Keon Coleman. Because I think Josh Allen has to throw to someone this year, right? And why not utilize a talent like Keon? And I think he could actually genuinely